rocking my boat.
Court is in session with Ryan in Sacktown on If You Don't Like That. Now, Ryan in Sacktown.
Oh, must be Rhino. It is an off day for the Kings, but it is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. How you doing? Your Kings are at 500. Bane kicking off the chat. It's Halloween. It's Friday. It's Haunted Horse. It's Adam. It's Rhino. Dodgers win. Let's go, baby. Love it, dude.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledging you there, right there, Bane. It is our Friday. It's our Friday. Bane, you made me take a double check there because rarely do I take naps during the day. I used to be a part of Nap Nation, like huge part of Nap Nation, like basketball players had to get one in, right? And I was prepped early for the show today. I'm looking at my watch. It's only 1 o'clock. I'm like, all right, like maybe I'll close my eyes for 30 minutes. I could use it. I'm a little bit tired adjusting to the basketball season, which I'm so excited for, totally ready for, because Bane's saying that I'm muted. So I'm going to tie that back here in a second. And I took a nap. I took and it wasn't one of those naps where you like fall into the REM sleep. It's like one of those where you're kind of awake, kind of not. And the alarm goes off at 1:30. And I'm like, oh, man, 5 more minutes? Can I get 5 more? And then I'm like, no, I got to get up. And so then I started scrambling. My wife's in a meeting right now. She's in training. And she's like, hey, can you make me a latte? Like, oh, crap. So I'm running around and Bane says I'm muted. And I've got to look down right away. Am I muted? I am not. So anyways, what is everybody doing for Halloween? Do you have kiddos? You taking them trick-or-treating? Are you an adult who is dressing up for Halloween? Are you an adult who is dressed up right now for Halloween? Not judging, just curious. Nihai, what's up? Hope everyone's having a great day. I agree. Halloween's a fun holiday. Our neighbors, one of my son's best friends, it's their family's favorite holiday. They go absolutely all out for it. We have a court that is right by our house that does like a block party. They give out the big bars of candy. That is I will admit, I'm not trick or treat dad where I ask for candy, but I will grab something from that court. You got a double thing of Reese's? I'm there, dude. I love Reese's, and I actually had to hit up the Rome show today and tell them about my beef. If you missed the King's Court post game, or not King's Court, if you don't like that post game show a couple of nights ago, Grant and I were talking about this. We've had Halloween candy in the house for almost 3 weeks. It has been a battle. It has been so damn hard staying away from that candy. So yes, tonight's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know what you're doing. Adam's dressed up. No surprise there. It is our Friday, as Bane said. Want to get back to that. So Adam's going to come in about 2:45, 3 o'clock. We're going to preview Crown Jewel, WWE. Talk a little bit more about that. These ratings. What do you mean? These ratings. Are they bad ratings? What ratings are you talking about, Ryan? This rating don't count. The real ratings at least 36 games into the season. Okay, Jay, you're right. It's a small sample size. Absolutely. But I'm not sitting here tooting my horn and tooting the King's horn saying, oh my gosh, the improvement's immense. They're 8th in the NBA. I'm just simply telling you where they stand, Jay. I get you, dude. You got to have a little bit larger of a sample size. But that's where they stand right now. It's facts. It's the numbers. What I like about it is the fact that the Kings are balanced. That's what I'm going to talk to you about here in a little bit. even in the losses, they have been balanced. We'll go over those numbers in a second. Huge thanks to Bennett's for sponsoring the show today. If you want to get in on the action, do me a favor. You can scan the QR code. You can also get in the chat, as many already are. Already are? That was weird. Already have. And you can also hit that link right there if you do want to call the show. But in the meantime, get to bennettsrestaurants.com. Do me a favor. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. I'm telling you. If you like a good cut of steak, you like fresh seafood, you like a good deal, they've got incredible specials as well. 3 locations in the greater Sacramento area. That is bennettsrestaurants.com. Huge thanks to them for sponsoring the show today. As I said, off day for the Kings and the Hawks tomorrow. The reason this is our Fridays, we're going to have a fairly early pregame show tomorrow here on If You Don't Like That. So it doesn't really make sense to do it Kings Court as well. You'll get Kings Court audio. You just got to go to Spotify and Apple to get it. I'll preview the game there, but we'll have full coverage of the game as normal for you right here on If You Don't Like That. Halftime, post game, early for the West Coast, but that's all right. It is cool to get a little bit of early basketball. It's a good time to go hit up Bennett's happy hour 2 to 6. Watch the Kings. Pop us on your cell phones at halftime. High. It really is. And we don't promote products that we don't believe in. That's one of the things that Grant has taught me. I mean, Grant taught me or has taught me a lot in a short period of time, but some of the stuff about relationships and sponsors and businesses, hearing stories about how he passed up large sponsorships strictly because he didn't use the product. He didn't want to be pimping something that he's not using. And Bennett's, when he's in town, when Jerry and I go to lunch, we're at Bennett's. That's where you'll find us, the Roseville location. If you go to Bennett's in Roseville once every couple weeks, 12 o'clock on like a Wednesday or Thursday, you will find Jerry Reynolds and I there at times. So we love the stuff that they have. And again, everything I've tried on the menu, incredible. And it doesn't break the bank. It doesn't break the damn bank. So anyways, Kings and the Hawks tomorrow. Last year, the Kings benefited greatly from the bounce of the ball at times, luck, and it's happening again on this road trip. It's the second game of the road trip, and our good friend, Sacramento bench legend, Bogey, he is out for the Hawks. Remember, he is a big part of what the Hawks do. He had some votes last year for sixth man of the year, which I disagree with, but he's an excellent sixth man for Atlanta. He is out for 4 weeks. He had a procedure on his hamstring. So the Kings are going to be the beneficiaries of that. And the Hawks played last night. It was a busy night in the NBA last night. We'll get to some of that. They put up 120, but it wasn't enough. They lost to the Wizards 133-120. They were undermanned. This Hawks team's going through some injuries right now. And speaking of injuries, it's not just the Hawks game where the Kings are going to be beneficiaries of an injury. Scotty Barnes, the man in Toronto, he is out for at least a month with a broken orbital bone. So that's going to make a huge difference, because guess what? We talk about this scheduling and some of the issues, like the Kings and the Lakers, for instance. They're going to play 3 times in December, basically 3 times in the span of less than 10 days. And that's the season series, because we've already seen them once. You play the Raptors 2 times in a week now. You've got them on this road trip, and then you've got them when you return home. Scotty Barnes will not be playing in either of those games unless something significant changes, and all of a sudden that bone heals up way faster than anticipated. So the Kings catching a couple of breaks there. John, what's up, my man? How you doing today? That place is delicious and very reasonable. I agree. Like, if you go for brunch, now we're going back to Bennett's. If you go there for brunch, you can get, like, if you're one of those people that likes to have a cocktail on Sunday mornings, Saturday mornings, great. Love it. Especially if you're being responsible, taking an Uber, having a DD, whatever it may be. You can get an entire bottle of champagne and 2 entrees for under $50. Like, seriously? Tell me any place else right off the top of your head that you can think of that you can get that kind of deal. McDonald's, you take your spouse and your kid to McDonald's for breakfast, that's 30 or 40 bucks right there. Easy. So, anyways, we definitely love Bennett's. Nihai, if I remember correctly, the Kings started slow last year too, didn't they? They lost. No, they won in Utah. They lost, I believe, to the LA at home, and then I don't remember the road trip after that. I would have to go back and check for you. They did get fairly. Oh, you know what? No, they went to Houston. You remember De'Aaron got hurt, sprained his ankle. He missed both the games in Houston. The Kings got absolutely shellacked. They got wiped off the court by the Rockets. And the Rockets ended up being a little bit of a better team than we thought last year. And this year, not off to a hot start, not off to a bad start, but they knocked the Kings off 4 times in a row last year. So anyways, yeah, check out Bennett's. Appreciate all you guys. Christian hopping in. What's up, Christian? $60 dinner and wine for 2 on some days. Monday nights. Bingo. See, y'all know the specials. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Christian, I think that was 2 years ago. 22. No, I absolutely was. It was 22-23. The Kings won their first game in Utah last year. Harrison Barnes had a massive game. So, yes, that was 2 years ago. And that was when Fox had the dunk tip-in Miami that turned things around. So, speaking of Miami, this has been a topic on the show all stinking week, and I get it. I totally get it. In fact, I could do the whole show on this thing still. The Dwayne Wade statue. Is anybody being the Dwayne Wade statue for Halloween? I bet you, if any of you are going to a Halloween party this weekend, somebody is going to be dressed as that statue. Inevitably. It's going to happen. Now, we were talking about it at the end of the show on Tuesday, and I was talking about the Kobe and the Gigi statue. This is, and we couldn't pull up a good image of it. This is the statue. Look at how freaking beautiful that is. It's incredible. Now, I could see how it could be the same artist, possibly. That's such an incredible statue. Shouldn't need to have it this early, but a beautiful example of a statue. Huh? That, not much. Holy crap, that thing is scary. Anyways, let's go to the phones. We're already getting some calls in. I've got audio from the Kings, by the way. Also, that haunted horse guy might drop in to talk some Thursday night football. I got to tell you, he took it on the chin from Jim Rome a couple of days ago. I mean, he really took it on the chin from Romy. So we might hit that as well. But let's go to the phones really quick, and then we will get back to the Kings. Our guy from Serbia, all the way from Serbia, calling the show. Baki, what's up, man? You there, Baki? Baki is frozen. All right. Here we go. Let's see if the man is back. You there, Baki? This is a good image of it. What the hell are you wearing?
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. How are you?
What's up?
What's up, guys? And the scary
Not
music.
really fine. I'm not really fine.
Why are you not fine?
I'm ill.
She's a little bit ill.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
We're gonna skip it.
It's okay. Fine.
You on the mend? You're on the mend, though, right?
Yeah, on
All
some
right.
kind of diet right now. Some kind of virus, but we're gonna fight it and we're gonna beat it, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Soft diet.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I hope you feel better, Todora. Save all the Halloween candy for when you feel better.
Yeah, we're gonna save for Napes and for Rhino as well.
You better keep it away from me. Napes told you what he does with the candy already. It'll be gone the second he sees it. So
I
anyways.
show that rant to the guys and everybody was
Not just that.
crazy.
I always need to. How can I say this? Hide my
Yeah, she's hiding.
candy from him because when I wake up, my candy disappear. Where's my candy?
Tidora, you
My
know what?
candy
Tidora, you
disappear.
know what that's called? That's called a dad tax. You see, like
Yeah,
dads are able to collect taxes a couple times a year, and Halloween is one of them. Usually, it's about one candy per 10, but that's what usually
yeah,
happens.
but you can explain to her that the NBA night is very difficult. So if you follow the NBA from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., you must have an energy. So
God, I
Absolutely.
need to sleep.
okay, next is our next game in Atlanta.
Yes. Tomorrow,
Uh,
4:30.
I'm watching it. I'm watching them closely. So Boggy's out. Never mind. Boggy's out, and Dyson.
Did we lose Baki
Right,
again? Oh, there he is.
big problem right now.
So I lost you at Dyson. What'd you say?
Okay, I said they are Boggy's out and Dyson
Bogey's
Daniels
out.
is out. So
Yep.
they're in big troubles with this rooster. So
You've got
after 2
DeAndre.
days.
Yeah, you've got DeAndre Hunter, who is day to day, also with a knee, and a couple
Yeah.
other guys. Cody Zeller, personal, he was out. So yeah,
Yeah, he
they're
was
banged
out
up.
from the beginning. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, after 2 days resting and going to Atlanta to confront with such a Atlanta team, I think we are big favorites to win the game. That's all I have to say.
Fair enough. I agree with you. Hey, you guys have a great rest of your Halloween. Tadora, feel better from all of us here
Thanks.
at
Thank
If You
you.
Don't Like That. We'll be thinking of you, okay?
Okay, we wish you a great Halloween to you, your family, and everybody listening.
Thank you.
Second.
Uh-oh.
Mm,
You got one more thing for me? What was
You said something for Ryan?
Of course.
Go.
Holy moly, Jimba Boli.
Yeah.
She does it even when she's sick. I love it. Tadora, feel better. Baki, good prediction, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
See ya, bro.
Bye.
Baki and Tadora kicking it off on our Friday. Again, we will not be here with the Kings Court tomorrow. We'll have Kings pregame because it's an early tip tomorrow in Atlanta. Pregame will start at 3:45 here on If You Don't Like That. Jawayne Wade. All right, fair enough. Let's see. Getting back really quick to the Atlanta game, we're getting well, you know what? We're gonna shift gears. Really quick. We will go back to basketball in a second. The Dodgers, by the way, won the World Series yesterday. I've got a great story coming off of a very bad story that I want to share with all of you. The Yankees, I was a little critical of them yesterday for refunding the fans, the dudes, the guard. This guy guards that wall at Yankees Field. What a tool. Anyways, they refunded those fans tickets. And I'm thinking, why the hell would you refund the tickets, right? But then the Yankees did something else that made me not even give a crap about what they did with those two fans other than eject them and ban them from the building. So great story for the Yankees coming up. Also, we're going to talk a quick little bit of Thursday night football. We'll see if this dude's got some parlays. We'll see what he's got going. He took it on the chin from Jim Rome. We've got that audio too. What's up, Horse?
No, you don't, dude. No way.
Yes, I do.
What's up with my camera?
I don't know.
Oh, that's me. What's up, man? Dodgers!
Oh my God.
Dodgers, gnarly,
Hunted
man. The
horse with
Dodgers won
hair.
the World Series.
Hola.
Oh,
yeah.
those
King in the
stupid
castle, king in the
Yankees,
castle.
man. Enforcer, Dodgers, man. SoCal rolls. What's
What are
up?
we doing?
Dodgers in
What?
5. It was so
You know what's crazy? You don't
gnarly.
actually look that bad, dude. It doesn't look that bad. Have you
I'm
ever
a
worn a
Dodger
rug?
fan. Of course I look good. All the Botox. All the facelift surgery. Of course I do. I got a butt implant.
So you got to start. You got to mix in grip. They always
Grip.
say, "I've got to
No
grip a
con. What's that?
championship."
No cap. No cap.
No cap. I got another one for you. How do you get to Dodger Stadium? Oh, you take the 5. Why do you
Take
put
the 5,
in
and then
front
you
of it?
make a left in Beverly Hills. You say hi to the Kardashians, and then you go watch the Dodgers smash. It's awesome. And then you go surfing.
Bane's in SoCal, and he's spot on. And you know what's also weird about SoCal fans? Bane, you'll understand this. Anybody that has lived in SoCal for any period of time will understand this. I am qualified to speak about it because I went to school at San Diego State. Handshakes in Southern California are so much different. You know how like NFL players and college players try to drop the football as quickly as they can when you cross the goal line because they think it's cool? Handshakes, same idea. It's like as quickly as you can touch, and then it's right to the dap. It's you got to get used to it. It's different.
I just do fist bumps.
Yeah. So we could bash SoCal for a minute, but
I was born in Oxnard, California. There's your haunted horse fun fact of the day. I was born in Oxnard. So I am a SoCal born. And then my family moved us north to Sacramento when I was 2.
You know, Jerry Jones has ties to Oxnard. You knew your dad, right?
Yeah, right. Hey, man, if Jerry Jones is my dad, where's my money? Give me my money.
Apparently, he's suppressed a couple. Maybe a couple swimmers got upstream, and he didn't want anybody to know about it.
I could be his illegitimate child. I think Jim Rome said I had one, but anyway,
he did say that. And by the way, let's hit that really quick, dude.
Like father, like son.
Like father, like son. You took it on the chin.
I did.
And this wasn't like he kind of got bent.
Pummeling.
He kind of got bent. So Jim Rome's talking about the Grand Slam, Freddie Freeman's Grand Slam in Game 1, and the moment of it. And regardless of whether you're a Dodgers fan, a Yankees fan, you have to respect the moment, right? And so Haunted Horse sends in a tweet, something along these lines: "Screw the Dodgers."
Well, I can tell you exactly what it was.
Okay, go ahead.
I said, feel the vibes, because it says you got to feel the vibes. I mean, that was a moment, unless you're a Yankees fan. So I said, feeling the vibes, ? I'm a Dodger fan, Jim. I'm a Giants fan, Jim. Screw the Dodgers. And then, yeah, he lit me up for 4 minutes.
Haunted Horse looks like Mark Davis. You see double H yelling. Dude, Mark Davis looks like he got his hair cut with a spoon. Yeah. Anyways, check this out. This is Rome just bashing Haunted Horse.
Now, Haunted Horse, on the other hand, quote, "Jimmy, feeling the vibes? I'm a Giants fan. Screw the Dodgers." Few thoughts there, Horse. This doesn't involve you. You're not involved in this conversation. Why are you injecting yourself into this conversation? Hey, Frisco fan. Why do you even have an opinion?
Hey,
Frisco fan, couple things for you. Let me help you out. A Yankee fan has every right to be angry. That's why I prefaced it by saying.
So he just goes on, just
for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
He said a loss when the Dodgers lose, it's not a win in the Giants column.
Oh, you know what? We have breaking news. Jim actually just weighed in on me playing that. Hold on. That's weird. I can't believe Jim's paying attention.
Wow.
What's this, Jim?
Oh, Ryan, that's pretty good for you. That's pretty good for you.
That was pretty good. See?
Wow.
See,
he gave
Jim?
you a compliment. Nice.
See, Jim, that was pretty good that we played Horse getting bashed here on the show. So anyway,
my drops are not freaking live yet, because I'd be dropping a bunch of shit on your ass.
Yeah. So
I've only done one game. I've bet one game. I've done one game, and it's tonight's game. I have not looked at Sunday yet.
That's all I want to talk about. Tell me about tonight.
What I'm expecting tonight is this. I bet the Jets are strong against the pass, weak against the run. I expect Houston, which Houston's down 2 wideouts. They're 2 top wideouts, and they have basically Tank Dell is their only option. So I would imagine he's going to get a lot of attention. Tight end. So I've got Mixon. I've bet it to him getting 2 touchdowns. Now also the weakest part of Houston's defense is the run as well. So I've got like a Brees Well combination. Who's his backup that you like? I always forget his name. The big guy.
Bryson Allen.
Yes, Bryson Allen. I got him as a possible touchdown rushing. So and then also I took the Jets are favored by 2.5, depending on where you're looking. I'm only getting 2 points with DraftKings Sportsbook. So I went Houston +2. I think Houston actually wins it straight up. The Jets, yeah, it's in New York, but that really doesn't mean anything to the Jets because they find a way to lose. They just find a way to lose. Kansas City's undefeated, ugly because they find a way to win. The Jets find a way to lose. They find a way to lose. So I'll even take the 2 points as insurance that the Jets can squeak it out on a last-second field goal.
Thanks, Adam. Braylon Allen.
Thank you very much. Yes, Adam, right on top of it. So, so I've got my running backs getting touchdowns, the starting running backs, and then I've got the Texans +2. So that's the way I kind of worked it. I worked a different 5 different combinations of those types of things.
So a couple things. The Jets have been so uninspired. Their play. And obviously this team's not galvanized around Aaron Rodgers. They weren't galvanized around their coach. Didn't make a difference that they changed.
Sucks.
It didn't make a difference that they fired Saleh. Yeah. And now you bring in Devontae Adams. That doesn't galvanize you. And I was
their defensive player that was on a holdout. He's back. He was back last week.
Hassan Reddick. Good point. Yeah. It's going to take him a little bit to get into the flow. You know that as a Niners fan. Anyways,
he came in late and it took him a while to get his gears revved up.
I was reading about some of the whatever the talking heads are saying about inside the Jets building, and it was the stupidest thing that I couldn't believe I was reading it, because it was basically the Jets are surprised at how much attention Devontae Adams is getting. And now there's an opportunity for their other receivers to really step up. You know, Garrett Wilson, they can go to Garrett Wilson more. And it's like, didn't that process through your head before you made the trade? Of course.
Right. How is that a shock to you? Wilson has been better now that he's not getting the top corner. Now that he's getting the second corner, he has actually been better. And I think that he and Rodgers actually have more chemistry now, because the Adams chemistry comes from 3-4 years ago when he left Green Bay. So they haven't, they've got to get that timing back. It's not like riding a bike. You've got a different offensive scheme, different line. Rodgers got to get it out faster. So Adams, they might have to cut his routes. He just doesn't have time. Those long routes he doesn't have time to develop, because he's running for his life without having the legs to run for his life with. So,
and here's the other thing too. Rodgers' best friend in Green Bay was always a tight end. He always had a good tight end. I don't even know the name of the Jets tight end.
It's Conklin. And actually what I was going to say is this. I do have Conklin in 2 of my bets. He's gotten touchdowns in the last 2 games, I believe. And if it wasn't, I know he had one in the last game. If it wasn't the game before, it may have been waved off, but he's had 2 end zone receptions. And so he is going to Conklin, and I do have him in 2 of my 7 bets because he's going off at like +400 or +380 or something like that. So I've got him in a couple of long shot combinations because he is getting the ball more. So
I'm going to steal this one out of my partner's playbook. If the Jets come out tonight and they're not playing well and it doesn't go well, it is going to be an ugly night in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium.
Boo.
Like they are going to be lit, especially coming off
Right.
the Yankees blowing it in the 5th inning.
Right. And honestly, I don't know that they should be surprised because it really, it started opening night when they lost to the Niners. This team is not what they were advertised to be. A loaded team with a great defense. It's just, where's the defense and where's the great offense that we were promised? Where's Breece Hall should be running more than he is. He's not getting enough attempts. I looked at that. I don't have the exact number, but if you look at the attempts, when you've got a running game like that, Aaron Rodgers should not be the primary focus. It should be the running game.
The great
and
point.
then you use him to accent the running game to keep them from stacking the line. They're doing it opposite of that. They're using Aaron Rodgers as the first option, and the running back is the running game is the afterthought, and that makes no sense to me. So
That might be the best point you've ever made on this show.
oh my God!
Like,
Oh, king in the castle, king in the castle.
I
And
mean,
you know what? If your defense isn't playing well, even more reason to run the ball and give them a break to have longer in between defensive. I'm looking for the word and it's not there anyway. It's all that SoCal sun, man. I got a gnarly sunburn the other day.
Yeah, bro. What do you got going the rest of the day in SoCal, bro?
I got a show that's gonna be going on during your game, man, which is that's bad mojo, my friend. But anyway, good luck to you and your team. I'm doing the Halloween.
We don't have a
show
game
tonight,
tonight.
man.
We don't have a game.
Oh, it's not tonight. It's tomorrow night. I moved to today because of the game tomorrow. Okay. Well, that's right. You're going trick or treating with the kiddo, man. I got a Halloween show. I've got lots of fun facts about that. You tune into my show and you're in the chat. You get entered to win one of my bets, man, on the DraftKings. You get all the money if it pays, man.
Damn, bro. I'm impressed,
I didn't bet on
bro.
tonight's game. I don't. The over under was 42, and I need games where there's more touchdowns because that's what I like to pick. So I went with the Dallas Falcons game. The over under on that's 52.
Yeah, both teams
Both
don't
teams
have
defenses. It should be a shootout. So
Yep.
I've got lots of combinations of running and yeah, the defense, the running defenses on both. Yeah, they're ass. So
for sure.
yeah.
All right,
that's where I got
brah.
going. Brah, good luck on your game
Okay,
tomorrow, brah.
We now have a second person. Alberto, gotta
Acknowledge me.
acknowledge him.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mark Davis.
I promise you this. If I was the owner of that team, I could do a better. It's not a high bar, but I could do a better job owning that team than he does.
He's
And it's
already
not a high
sold
bar.
his team. You realize he's already sold his team.
No.
Yes, he's the owner of the Raiders, but moving the Raiders to Vegas means every single game you have out-of-town fans coming to your building, not
He put the
just
money.
visiting fans for the other team, visiting fans for your team. It's
I'll
just
say this though.
it's a
If the
vacation
Raiders are
destination.
8-0, they ain't selling their tickets.
Mm,
If the Raiders are 8-0, that place is packed and you aren't selling your tickets. You're selling your tickets because it's a bad team.
Haunted Horse reminds me of
Stevens.
handicapper Steve Stevens.
Call
I've never
my
seen
number now. It's free. I'll give you the first free pick of the night. It's the game of the year. Jets, Houston Texans. I'm going to give you my secret information only to those that call now.
I was going to say, you remind me, and this is not a political show,
Hey,
but
Blocky.
there
Fighting you, bro.
there is this guy that has the 12 steps to the presidential race, and he puts
Oh, wow.
out his
Wow.
he came up with the system, and he's been right since 1984. He
Oh,
puts it
okay.
out like way in advance. His
Yeah,
name's
yeah.
Alan Lichtman, and
I
I'm
look
telling
like
you,
a
Horse,
Lickman, huh?
hold on.
I'm a Lickman.
You're a Lickman. I'm going. I'm going to the screen. I'm gonna go to the screen share really quick. You gotta
So
bear
funny, I
with
forgot
me.
you're hosting. I was trying to find it, and I'm like, how can I get it on the screen?
You are
Alan
reminding
Lichtman.
me a ton of Alan freaking Lichtman.
Alan Lickman is never wrong. I've been right for 42 years.
Here we go. Let's see if I can get Alan Lickman up.
Want to see myself.
Here we go. Here comes Alan for you.
The same expression. Is that me?
You're Alan Lickman, bro.
He's even got the
Yeah.
facial hair. Wow, look at
There
that.
you go.
Look at you.
There
Nice.
you go, dude. Good
I-
job,
nice
Alan.
pull. That's a good pull.
That's a
There
pretty
you
good
go.
one, huh? He's
Better
a
than
popular
Mark
guy.
Davis. I'll take that over Mark Davis.
He's a pretty popular guy. So, anyways, dude, great call. Good predictions.
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to the kid. Hey, tell him happy Halloween for me.
I will do that. I will
Go out and get
definitely
those
do that.
full-size candy bars.
I will
Liam.
do that. All
All
right,
right.
brother.
Good
Be
job.
well.
All right. Everyone have a happy, safe Halloween, and see you later. Later. This is
Later,
Alan Lickman
bro.
checking out. Alan Lickman.
What a knucklehead. Boris Johnson. He is so damn what's the right word? He's polarizing. You just can't help but smile when that dude's on the screen. Alberto, big smile, Moss. I'm coming to you in a second. Does Haunted Horse know Brad in Corona? We both do, actually. Yes. We are both associates of Brad's. Steve Stevens. I'm going to have to check that one out. Mr. Moss is going to be here in a second. I'm sure we're going to be talking basketball. I do want to get to a couple of numbers on the Kings, though, first, before we get to Mr. Moss, because I want to get these off before 3 p.m. when Adam comes on and we talk Crown Jewel, since this is our Friday show. So balance with the Kings. This is what I'm talking about really quick. Look, Jay, I know you don't want to see the numbers. We need a bigger sample size. Well, if you've been watching our programming, you know Grant and I have said we need 15, 20, 25 games to really judge this team, okay? To know who they are. I don't know who the Kings are right now. Anybody else out there that thinks they know who the Kings really are yet? You're crazy, because Mike Brown doesn't even know his rotation yet. And he said as much. He handcuffed them in the offseason. I did an entire podcast about Coach Brown coming out and saying, you know, I basically put them in a box. And I said, you can only do these things. In fact, that was reinforced after the game on Tuesday.
And, you know, like I said, I'll take most of the blame for it because I put those guys in a box, and it was hard. And they were in a box because I needed to see what we had, and I needed to fill some things out and go through my process of trying to get us right. And we still have a ways to go. I mean, this is not where the neat part about this is, you know, we figured out how to win our last two. But I still think our ceiling is high. We still have a lot of room to grow on both sides of the floor. And so having said that, we were all out of sorts come the preseason. Keon had a couple of good games, you know, in the preseason, especially defensively. He did some nice things on the ball. But, you know, Kevin, I wanted to give him an opportunity, and Kevin's played well on both ends of the floor since he's been inserted in that lineup. And so just trying to find minutes for Keon has been a little tough, you know, but that's what I get paid for, and I'll figure it out. You know, he was tremendous tonight. He deserved to be on the floor tonight, and we tried to keep him out there as long as we could while trying to continue giving the rest of our guys some time too. But he's going to be fine. He's one of the best young defenders that I've ever coached.
So there you go. They're still getting it figured out, and I think they're well on their way to getting it figured out. But the bottom line is two things, and Coach Brown talked about it after the game. I'm not going to play the entire thing. DeMar talked about it after the game, and it's this. The Kings came in with a mindset over the past two of desperation. They've been desperate. They were playing desperate against teams that they should beat, and guess what? They beat them both. They blew them both out. Now, did they do it for 48 minutes straight? No, they did not. Did they do it for 48 minutes in their losses? No, they did not. But if you look at the sample size we have to go off of As of today, before this Atlanta game, the Kings have played more good minutes this season than they have played bad minutes. In fact, their lapses have been really bad. They've cost them 2 games. The end of the third quarter against Minnesota cost them, and the start of the fourth quarter against the Lakers. Those 2 lapses are the reason the Kings have 2 losses in the L column. So that desperate kind of mindset, when it trickles down from your stars, and in this case, I think a lot of it has come from Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter's defense has been fabulous. He has been all over the place in terms of activity with his hands, tipping balls. Keon Ellis, as Coach Brown said, excellent last game. This team is playing desperate. Now, balanced. That's what I also wanted to talk about. Balanced. With the sample size that we have right now, this is what DeMar, Domas, and Foxy are doing. You've got Domas, 24.3 points a game. You've got DeMar, 23. You've got Fox, 21.5. That is balance. Now, there's a ton of room for improvement. You need to also get Keegan Murray into the mix. How about Malik Monk? The bench has not been good. That's an area where the Kings absolutely have to improve. But we're talking about a balanced attack individually on this team, something that the Kings have not had the last 2 years. Period. End of story. Burn rate for Fox and Sabonis through the damn roof. You're seeing balance right now. Let's talk about balance in the 3-pointers. This used to be, and I guess we still need to say this is a 3-point shooting team. But if you take the sample size from the second half of last season to right now, their sweet spot for threes has been right around 35 to 40 threes. Coming into the season, I thought 35 to 40 was the right number for this team. And as of today, this team is attempting 34.8 threes per game. Now, you know the difference between the threes that they're taking right now and the threes they were taking the previous 2 years, especially last year. 28% of the threes this year are catch and shoot. Only 6.8% are off of the dribble. That means they're getting good shots. They're just not knocking them down at the clip that they need to. Lots of improvement with the 3-point percentage, sitting at only 34. Let's see, 3-point percentage sitting at 34.5%. It needs to improve. But when I say they're playing desperate and balanced, it's what it is. So you can say it's way too early to say 6th in the NBA or 7th and 8th in the NBA. Fair enough. But that's where they sit today. So I wanted to get that off really quick because we definitely have Adam coming up. But first, we're going to go to Mr. Moss. And I got to give Mr. Moss a massive freaking thank you. You see that beam behind my shoulder? That is compliments of that man. He pulled some strings and was able to get me one of the beams. I can't thank you enough, brother, for that.
Oh, you're more than welcome, man.
Thank you so much for being on today.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. You're more than welcome, Rhino.
Yes.
Okay, so let me dive in real quick. First and foremost, it's not too early. Good teams want to set good habits early, so it trickles down to the rest of the season, down to the rest of the young guys and to the players. So I don't buy into it's 4 games and we're looking at numbers. No. Good teams establish and they police themselves and they try to establish good habits. So that way it just becomes muscle memory. So I'm a big advocate of that first and foremost. Grant talked about, he wasn't happy with Mike Brown not finding minutes for Keon Ellis, in the first couple of games. I couldn't agree more. He played well in preseason. He's a ball hawk, right? He's a great point of attack defensive player. He has proven that he can knock down the perimeter shot and give you some form of spacing. I mean, is he Kevin Huerter? No, he's not. But, I mean, you have to pick and choose what you value more during certain points of the game. And I'm a big advocate of pick up 90 feet, Rhino. And
amen.
Let's do it. And so that's what Keon gives you. And so I think Keon has earned the right, especially what he did in the last year. I think he's earned the right. So when Mike Brown says, I got to find him minutes and it's not fair, come on, Mike. I mean, let's not play favorites here. And again, great call for Kevin. He's been fantastic on defense, right? In the passing lane, tip balls, right? If you're not making shots, there's other ways to impact the game. And so
Bingo.
me and you are on the same board with that. You talk about balance, right? With DeMar and Darren and Sabonis. I think that's what you want to see. You know, I was
Absolutely.
saying a few days ago that I don't want to see Fox drop 30 on this team. Doesn't have to, right? If he can give me a consistent 23, 24 with good offense and good efficiency. Now, I
Yep.
do want to see Keegan Murray come to life a little bit, right, and be a little bit more
Yep.
aggressive. I do think since DeMar has gotten there, I don't want to say he's the odd man out, but you can see there's a shift with him just a little bit, right? Just a tiny bit, and that's okay, right? 4 games into the season, I think Mike and the team will work him into lather and get him more involved in the offense. 2-game road trip coming up. You got Toronto and Atlanta, 2 winnable games. Tough games because you're on the road, of course, and then you come back Tuesday and you play Toronto here in Sac.
You got
And
Miami too.
Oh, it's a 3-game trip?
Mm-hmm. 4-game trip starting in Utah.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Why did I think that? Oh, my bad. I apologize. 4-game trip, and that's going to be a tough trip, right? I mean, these are the games that if you're expected to make the Western Conference postseason, you got to go 2-2, 3-1. I'm sorry, right? Anything less than 2-2, I'm not happy with. You know what I'm saying?
Completely agree.
But the Kings are okay, man. Listen, the Kings are going to be just fine. I mean, those losses versus the Lakers and Minnesota, you touched on it. You know, every possession counts, and a few balls this way or that way, they could be 4-0, 3-1, whatever it is. You know, so it's early. I'm not going to get too down, too high. I'm going to stay even kill. I'm not even a Kings fan, but I definitely watched them. You know what I'm saying? And so my biggest thing is just we knew that Mike was going to have an issue with rotations. We knew it, right? I mean, you bring in DeMar, and there were some guys last year. Malik didn't play a lot down the stretch because he got hurt.
Right.
So you knew guys like Keon, these guys were going to come to the season a little cocky, saying, okay, you know, I mean, I think I should be playing. And I mean, that's what you want from your guys, right? Confidence. And Mike needs to find ways and immense for Keon and his players. And he will. I mean, I trust Mike's coaching style. You know what I'm saying? I trust what they do here in Sacramento behind the scenes. So they'll figure it out. And so, but yeah, man, that was it, man. I mean, listen, before I go, man, great job at breaking it down, showing the numbers, giving us basketball folks an insight on where they stand right now. A lot of people don't do that. And so, you know, not that numbers tell the full story, but it kind of gives you a glimpse at, you know, even at them being 2-2, Rhino, they're 7th or 8th in offense or 7th, 8th in defense. I mean, can you really complain? I mean, it's not like no team out west is just running away if you're not OKC, right? And
Moss, Moss, this is a team that's supposed to be terrible defensively. Terrible.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. For sure. And so, yeah, I think they're on the right path. And, you know, now to be fair, before I go, they played Utah, they played Portland.
Yep.
And so some of those offensive and defensive numbers can be skewed in those 2 games, right? To be fair.
Absolutely.
But I don't care. I mean, they're still doing it, right? I mean, they're still playing the defense and they're still, you know, creating the efficient offense. And so, yeah, man. So we're getting ready for Halloween, Rhino. We're having some people over again tonight, man. And
yeah, I was gonna say, how was the party?
It was cool, man. It was cool. A lot of people came. It turned out very well. And so we have some more people over tonight, and we're gonna pass out candy. And so after I'm off with you, I gotta kind of do some more prepping. And then my dog, he was born on Halloween, and today's his birthday. So he turned 2, a golden doodle. And so he gets like a big
dog's huge, by the way.
Yeah. He gets like a big dog bone for his birthday. So it's gonna be a good day, man. And we got some good games coming on. So we're gonna relax, enjoy it, eat, and just hang out, man. So
love it. Love it, dude. Great point of view, number one. And I gotta ask you this really quick. Did you have anybody show up as the Dwayne Wade statue at your party?
No, man. But speaking of that, if you don't mind,
please.
What was that? I
mean, we don't know, brother. We're still trying to figure it out.
Who's ever doing the statues, like for like the Lakers and the Bulls and the Kobe Bryant statues, like go get those guys. I mean, did you see Dwayne Wade's face? I mean, he tried to be classy about it and be cool about it, but I couldn't imagine deep down inside, like that's not. I didn't get. That don't look like him.
But then he doubled down on it. He doubled down on it. He's like, oh, well, if I wanted it to look like me, I'd just stand in front of the arena and take pictures.
So what do you think that is? Is he just being nice, or he's just? I mean, come on. I mean, that statue's there. I mean, come on, Wade. Like, it's okay to be honest, right?
Yeah.
That look cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Bane brought up a decent point. I mean, these guys sometimes beat to their own drum of style and art,
Yeah.
and maybe that's his interpretation that he's wanted, but there's no way he wasn't involved in the process.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
none.
That's
He
true.
wanted the guy that did one of the Kobe statues to do this
Mhm.
one. And that's who did it. But
Okay.
yeah,
Shocking. I
shocking.
know I'm a San Francisco Giants baseball fan, and last night, it's gonna sound kind of weird, but I didn't mind seeing the Dodgers win last night, man. I didn't mind them. I didn't mind them winning last night, versus the Yankees. You gotta salute good sports and just good play. And I thought the Dodgers played good baseball down the stretch, and they played good baseball in the postseason. And like or dislike, I got to reward, and I have to assess things how it comes. And so I know most of my Giants fans aren't going to like that statement, but it's okay. We still got 3 and 5 years in the early 2010. So
Damn right.
listen, I mean, but they get their credit, man. I mean, they play some damn good baseball. So
Does that change if Freddie Freeman didn't do what he did?
It could change. I mean, I can't say guarantee. I mean, do you think it changes?
A little bit for me.
Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe it's just hard not to get on board when somebody's on that kind of streak, right?
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And a good and real quick too, the Dodgers are built kind of like Boston to do it again. And so
point.
they're going to be in the mix, for a while here. And so, this NL West division is going to be tough. You got Giants, Dodgers, Padres. And so I know we don't talk much baseball in here, man, but I follow it. I like it. I watch it. So, last night was kind of cool, man. But hey, man, we'll link up again soon.
Yes.
We'll figure it out, man. But have a great show and enjoy your Halloween, man.
Appreciate you,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moss, killing it as always. As always, him and I are hitting Bennett here in the next week or two. We are in the process of planning that. Good stuff in the chat. Really good conversation with him as well. I want to talk really quick, and then we're going to bring Adam on here in a second. Horse, we know. Dude, Lickman, we know, bro. In fact, the entire country knows, Horse.
And other than Yankee fan. Number 2, Frisco fan, do you have any idea how much energy it takes to hate that hard? Let me repeat that also, Frisco fan, in the event that I'm going too quickly. Do you know how much energy that it takes to hate that hard?
We know, Horse. We know. You've got a lot of energy, according to Romy, my man. Let's see. Okay, so the one thing I want to get to, and then we're going to talk to Adam here in a second about WWE Crown Jewel. Who's bringing home those? I wonder if those things are real. We're going to get Adam's opinion on that because they're playing like these things have real diamonds and gold. I don't know. That'd be a really expensive thing to spend your money on if you're WWE. Anyways, one thing, if you watched the post-game show the other night, Grant asked me, is there anything negative that you took away from the Kings against the Jazz? And I pointed out a couple things. And one of them was the Kings passing up great shots for good or bad shots. The other was Malik Monk getting caught in the air, trying to make, and I'll let Coach Brown explain it, a home run pass. And there was a couple times the Kings tried to do that in Utah. And those are the things that need to be cleaned up. We're not sitting here saying the Kings are perfect, and Mr. Moss illustrated it perfectly. The numbers can be and are a little skewed for a couple of reasons. What he said, number one. Number two, think about rebounding, for instance. How many times have the Kings been getting to the free throw line? Not as many rebounds for them to grab because they're getting to the free throw line. So the skewing goes each way, but I thought Coach Brown really said it well about the things that the Kings need to work on. And we actually talked about this post-game for Utah.
And, like I said, I'll take most of the blame for it because
you already heard that one. Here's Coach Brown.
Well, from day one that Jordy's been here, we've been preaching activity. We've always, when we've had a high number of deflections, we've been pretty good record-wise, and so that's no different with Luke. Luke is preaching the same thing, but I think the biggest change or biggest difference is that Luke has brought to the table is he's really preaching our shifts or shifting the right way. He's worked extremely hard with our guys on it, and it's paid off. We can all feel it. We can all see it. We could see it not just on the floor during the games and when we watch film, but we could see it in the production when it comes to the box score. So we have to keep trying to protect the paint. Because teams look at us and they think, okay, hey, attack, and if we can get to a point where we're able to deter some of those attacks and make teams take contested jump shots, then that's going to be a lot better for us. And then, we played a different zone last year. Luke changed our zone up. He's added a little bit of a zone press, which is good. And Luke's a young, bright coach that will be a head coach in this NBA. Will be a head coach in the NBA someday. He's an out of the box thinker, so he's got a lot of crazy ideas that make my hair.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. That was the wrong sound drop. I will get the correct one in a second, but I wanted to tell you about the other big subject on the show tonight. That is Bennett's Westside Grill in Rockland, their third location in the greater Sacramento area. Seriously. I always say seriously. Get to bennettsrestaurants.com. Check out the wonderful menu. Also, they've got holiday specials and meals coming up. If you don't like to cook on the holidays, you can order your pre-made meals there. You heat them up. Incredible stuff. Those will be coming to the website fairly soon. But as for now, happy hour 2 to 6 o'clock, sips and tastes, 60 different wines by the glass. Also, specials we've talked about, the Wine and Dine Monday. Under $70, 2 entrees, bottle of wine, weekend brunch, 2 entrees, bottle of champagne, under $50. You've also got weekend prime rib Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm telling you, they got a little something for all of you, and bring your appetite. Their serving sizes are large. Seriously, you're not getting a bouche. You're getting a legit meal. So go to bennettsrestaurants.com. Check it out right now. That is Bennett's. Huge thanks to them for sponsoring today's episode of The King's Court. All right, we are going to talk some wrestling real quick since this is our Friday show. This is not our normal, because we're going to have pregame tomorrow at the time we are usually scheduled. We're talking WWE Crown Jewel. A little bit of what happened in WWE this week. We bring in our wrestling correspondent who is dressed up for Halloween. I need my LA Knight sound drop. Okay.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. What's up? Nice. Can you see through the LA on the glasses?
Absolutely not. No, that's why I had to rip them off.
Not. What's up, dude? Happy Halloween.
Yeah, you too, my man. How's it going?
Pretty good. How do you want to say it? A Fry Thursday? I don't know. Fry Hollow Thursday? Something along those lines?
Yeah, whatever. I'll take a Friday any way I can get it.
Amen. You got some trick-or-treating here in a little bit, I would guess.
We're about to hit the neighborhood across the street. They are the ones who give out the full candy bars.
Nice.
And this neighborhood also likes to hand out wine and liquor and all kinds of stuff. So it's a good time.
Hopefully not to the kids.
Well, I mean, put a little hair on your chest.
I mean, I think our parents used to rub a little bit of alcohol in our gums when we were babies.
When was your first beer?
Oh, you're gonna get me in trouble. My first beer. My first beer was probably 17.
Okay.
No, well, okay. I'm not being honest. Okay, I think
You
I
didn't
had
have that uncle?
well, I did have that uncle. So check this out. My uncle, a big cigar guy, right? And every Thanksgiving, he'd let us take a little puff off of his cigars. And so by the time I think fourth or fifth grade rolled around, and not when we were little kids, but like by like third, fourth, fifth grade, and we're doing the tobacco and alcohol like content of
Yeah.
the school year, the
Fair.
education. Does anybody's parents smoke? You know, some of the kids raise their hands. Wait for those to go down. And then I raised my hand. I've smoked. Yeah, I smoked cigars with my Uncle Ray. Yeah, my parents got a phone call like 30 minutes after that. But no, I think I had a sip of beer when I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
So,
I might have
anyways,
had.
how about you?
I was probably somewhere around there. It was definitely a full can though.
It's definitely a full can.
Yeah.
You had a Steve Weiser. You
Yeah.
didn't just go
dude,
all in and
we were cracking them. In the smoking thing, me and my friends used to go scouring the neighborhood for cigarette butts, like in the gutters or wherever we could find them. And we would go to my buddy's doughboy pool and we would light these refry cigarettes.
ew.
Dude, we didn't care. We were like 12. We thought it was badass, but yeah.
Oh man. See, we bubblegum cigars were
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
The candy cigarette.
Samstown out in what was it, Placerville?
Placerville.
Yeah. They used to have
No, Shingle Springs.
yeah, okay.
Shingle Springs.
Samstown used to sell those bubblegum cigarettes. Those were the best back in the day.
Evangeline's
Yeah.
in Old Sac, I think still sells those. Mark says my dad smoked Lucky Strikes.
Dude.
Damn. So okay, I've got kind of these, and we'll get to WWE in one second.
Yeah, we can move on from underage drinking and smoking.
Yeah, we're gonna get off that really quick. But I do want to say something about Mark's comment because you know everybody has like these different little YouTube pockets that you probably watch stuff and it's like, oh, I'd be kind of embarrassed like if I told people I watched that stuff. Well, I've got a couple of those, but then I've got like a couple that are like just totally different than anything that I'm actually into, and that's probably why I like watching it. It's like, dude, I wish I could do that. Like there's this guy that goes out and camps. Like he's a survivalist. I think it's called Outdoor Boys. They've got like millions and millions of views. But he can turn anything into a shelter, and he'll like stay out in the Alaska Denali and, you know, North Pole, whatever. But then I've also gotten into a lot of military stuff. And so, Mark, tying back to what you said, and Horse knows this, I watch these MRE review videos where these guys collect MREs from back in the days, like from the military. And back in the day, I believe it was called like the C series or something. They put cigarettes in the MREs.
Hey,
yes.
who doesn't want a cigarette after a meal?
Gum, cigarettes. Yeah, and this guy will bust open these MREs from like, I don't know, 60 years ago. It was the morale something. It was the morale line. And he'll bust these MREs out and he'll try to eat like whatever's still good in there. He'll smoke the cigarettes. So, but Lucky Strikes, yes, those are old school.
Yeah, Lucky Strikes were old school. Those when I was a smoker, when I first started smoking, Lucky Strikes were one of my go-tos. I thought they were cool looking.
Cool looking. All right,
Yeah.
let's get to some.
Yeah, let's get to business.
Crown Jewel emanating from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They've got these new. What do you call them, Adam? What do you call these belts?
The Crown Jewel belts?
Crown Jewel belts? Okay.
Yeah. Well, you were asking if they were real or not. I think the fact, one, that it's the Saudis, they love to be, uh, I don't want to say flamboyant, but you get the picture, like a little extra. So I totally think these belts are made with real jewels. Um, but who knows? This whole thing could be fake.
Well,
Um,
so I don't know if we had this conversation on the air, but my take on why they're doing this is because they've treated these Saudi shows as glorified house shows, yet they're built out like WrestleMania, SummerSlam sets, right?
yeah.
And the Saudis are paying a boatload of money for WWE to be coming over there once a year to do a show. And I think probably the Saudis pushed back and were like, dude, you guys aren't like doing anything newsworthy. It's like nothing special. And so
Yeah.
now we have this without affecting the long-term storylines, really.
And I think that kind of goes along with the culture in some of those really well-off to do Middle Eastern countries. Like they're flashy, and Dubai is like a crazy place, right? And everyone's got a Lamborghini or whatever. So I wouldn't put it past them. That's for sure. Whether or not they're real or not, I don't know. I would err on the side of them probably being real, because it's like a showpiece. Like look what we've got here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so everybody knows the champions are fighting each other. So you see Cody and you can say it.
Gunta.
There you go. There you go. Good job. Cody and
Gunta,
who are the respective champions in WWE. They are only fighting for the Crown Jewel belt. Their WWE titles are not on the line. Then you also have Liv Morgan and who is it? And Nia Jax fighting for the Crown Jewel title. Let's start at the bottom of the card. And by the way, when these shows started, women were not allowed to perform at Crown Jewel. That changed the second year at Crown Jewel. You can tell them why.
Was that last year?
2 years, I believe.
2 years ago? I don't remember why.
Well, they've got all the gear on. They can't show any skin.
Oh, that's right. They wore the full getup. Right. They didn't show any skin besides their face and hands, basically.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. So,
you know what? Like, I don't have a problem with that. And I think like if that's a cultural thing and the wrestlers are cool with it, like I think it's a cool way to kind of show respect to them.
Absolutely. Dude, your guy LA Knight, he's got his own title. Did you notice that?
They're actually selling those on WWE's website right now. It's the LA Knight replica belt. So that, to me, that means that he's probably going to hold it for a little bit.
It also means they've got some big plans for dude, and he's selling a lot of merch. So speaking of LA Knight, we'll roll through these. We'll roll through the undercards super quick. Just give me your winners.
Sure.
LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, triple threat match for the title.
Come on.
Yeah.
You already
LA
know
Knight,
who I got.
LA Knight rolls. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven. Your girl Chelsea Green versus Lash Legend. And Jakara Jackson versus Io Sky and Kairi Sane. Women's Tag Team Championship match.
I think my brain tells me Jade and Bianca, but my heart tells me Piper and Chelsea. But I would not be surprised if Piper and Chelsea won. And I think you got to kind of break up this Jade Bianca thing. I don't know. It's kind of boring and it's too obvious for me. Like they're two of the best, and I think you got to mix it up a little bit. So I think you could totally mix it up.
They're dragging it out to Mania.
Yeah,
that's for sure going to be a Mania match.
Turn them against each other, please.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's going to be Mania for
so
sure.
It's but they could very well do one of those like weird twists where they have Jakara and Lash win it, kind of like they did with Unholy Union when they had the belts there for a second. So they could do a weird thing where they want to push an NXT
I don't.
team,
Okay,
but I don't think that's here.
I don't think they do that here. I think that flamed out with Fire and Dawn, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I think you saved the Chelsea moment for back in the States. Not going to get the same reaction over there. I think the champions stay the same. Orton and Kevin Owens.
Ooh, so I think this match could sort of play into the Bloodline match. So they announced that triple threat tag team match with the Bloodline versus the New Bloodline after Monday Night Raw. And I guess the rumors out there that they weren't selling enough tickets to Crown Jewel. And so that was to kind of boost the card a little bit. So that was kind of a weird ad. But I think that this match could somehow play into, is it a elimination chamber, Survivor Series sort of thing, with Randy and I don't know, like Randy, Cody, KO, Sammy now getting involved in the Bloodline story again. Here we go. So I don't know, but I'll take KO.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going KO too. Bronson and Seth Rollins, unsanctioned match.
I'm gonna go big Bronson Reed. I think they're trying to push him pretty hard and get him some more credibility. Obviously, he already destroyed Seth Rollins a couple of times, and I think they're gonna give this dude a big push. So I think this is a great way to do it, and I think Seth's cool with that. Like, he's done it all. So I think he'd be okay with putting Bronson Reed over.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. You got to find a way to keep that one going beyond one match.
Yeah, and I think they could, and I think, where does Seth Rollins fit in with the rest of the roster right now? Eventually I think it turns into a CM Punk thing, but for right now, I think Bronson Reed would be a good rivalry to have for a couple of months or whatever.
Agreed. All right, let's get to the championship matches. Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Who wins the Crown Jewel Championship?
I'm gonna go with Nia Jax.
All right.
Okay, so we had the Rhea Ripley has a broken orbital that apparently was sustained on the
NXT
21st.
Oh, yeah.
And then they played it out on NXT. And it was so weird because all you saw was Dom and Liv leaving the scene of the crime, but she's got a broken orbital and she's out for a while. So I don't know. I'm kind of done with the Terror Twins versus the Judgment Day, but now, like, what do you do? I think you have to continue that story once Rhea comes back. And so maybe it's, who knows? I'm not going to put it past him. Is this a fake injury?
No, I don't think so.
No,
it's legit. Yeah.
And I only say that because I just think, like, people are tired of it, but we want to see the finale, and you're not going to have the finale maybe at Crown Jewel or anything up until Royal Rumble or Mania, whatever it is, right? So, but I don't know. I'm kind of done with that rivalry personally. I'd like to see it move on. So I'll go Nia Jax. Like, get the belt. I'd like to see Tiffy cash in on Liv's belt and take that from her, and then both of them have all three belts, to be honest.
So here's where I'm going, and I'm not sure if it makes more sense. I think it makes more sense with Liv, because then you can play up tension still between Nia and Tiff, or you can keep that going, like they're still kind of on the same page and champions, and then ultimately they come back. But either way, Tiffany Stratton cashes in and wins this belt. She's winning the Crown Jewel Championship 100%. They've laid off of her on TV. It's happening. Book it.
All right, my man.
That's where she cashes it in.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
I think she does cash in this weekend for sure. I would like to see Nia get the crown jewel and then Tiffy take the belt off of Liv. I just want to see the Judgment Day blown up. I think at this point it's boring. It's boring to me. The Judgment Day is boring
Well,
without
it seems like
Rhea and
it
Damian.
seems like they're on their way with Dom saying I want to become I think they're on their way.
Yeah, and I think Dom's on a push here pretty soon
Yeah,
too.
that's been talked about for a while. Gunther and Cody. Now, excuse me, Cody and
Gunta.
good job. I'm really torn here, but go ahead. What's your prediction?
I'm not. I think this is a great opportunity to sort of not marginalize Cody, but give someone else the shine, right? Cody is such a baby face, and I think we need a really good counterpart bad heel here. And I think Gunther's great at that. So I would love to see Gunther take the belt for the crown jewel. And I think it just adds to his aura is the ring general. That's where I'm at. I want to see Gunther take this thing, man. He's one of my favorites. So
he's the fresher act, number one. Number two, I think this is where somehow there's gonna be some interference. The Kevin Owens factor.
Is it Goldberg? Does Goldberg interfere and
I
Cody
sure
wins
as hell
the
hope
belt?
not. No, I think there's gonna be some interference affecting Cody. I think
Gunta.
yes. I think he is going to win the championship. Yes, Mark, she has to cash it in by next Money in the Bank. But my prediction, Mark, is she does not cash it in because both of the other titles, and this is where it gets tricky because it can be anytime, any place. There's nothing saying she couldn't, whoever she pins, it's nothing saying she couldn't become the champion of both. I think somehow they find a way where Tiffy cashes in, but it's only for the Crown Jewel Championship, only. And both of the champions keep their championships. Mark says Gunther needs to work on his mic skills. He seems to hesitate at times. He has been a little bit hesitant since he became champion. Before he was more bold. I agree with Mark there.
I'll push back on that a little bit. I think it's maybe more of a language barrier sometimes with him where he's trying to find the right words to articulate it. But when he is on the mic, like he hits some stingers with people, especially the Goldberg and the Bret Hart stuff. Like I was eating that up and I loved it. So I don't know. I think he does pretty well on the mic. Speaking of which, and this guy we've given zero credit to, but Solo has stepped up on the mic and he's not great, but he has gotten a lot better. And I liked the moment he had on Monday and he was it with the Motor City Machine Guns and he was like, anytime, any place, huh? Something like that. And I thought it was funny. And I think he's kind of starting to find his groove a little bit. So they're starting to build this bloodline stuff up a little bit better. We haven't even talked about that match.
Yeah, we'll get to that after Crown Jewel. Well, we did kind of talk about it. Who do you think wins it? Really quick.
I think the new bloodline will win.
Okay, new bloodline. I agree. You got to have the faces chasing the heels going into Survivor Series. So Mark asks, it has been the storyline. So I think that probably Adam's right. Nia wins the Crown Jewel belt, but somehow Tiffy cashes on Nia just for the Crown Jewel belt. WWE will find a way to get there. I think they could get there. That way, now you even have that bigger clash where Nia's still the champion, but Tiffy cashed in on her. Anyways, so
yeah, we just don't have a lot of clarity on what this belt is.
You just hold it.
But that's lame. That's lame to me. I know you.
Okay, but you can't. And for some of the reasons the chat has been saying, WWE made this a glorified house show for so many years because they didn't want attention on the fact that they were in Saudi Arabia. Even though they're advertising it, they're keeping it as quiet as they can. No big, spoilers, no big title changes. They want to just keep it benign because obviously it's the Saudis. And so like I just don't see anybody carrying that championship around. And I know you disagree. You think it should be defended.
Yeah.
I don't see reminders of the Saudis being defended throughout the year. I don't, but like somebody like Tiffany, it fits her character to have that for a year.
Oh, 100%. 50 carats worth of jewels on it. That is right up Tiffy's alley. So
Yeah.
I am tracking with you on that.
It's right there. But I mean, you don't think it's a big deal?
The crown jewel belt?
Like because you want it defended.
If it's defended, I think it's a big deal. And I think it could be a stopgap between, some of the storylines lacking throughout the year.
But then it's just a third world title.
But that's what the whole thing is to begin with.
I know, but they're cutting down the hours there, guy. You only got a 2-hour Raw. This is the Wisco in me coming out. You only got a 2-hour Raw now.
Well, there are rumors that both Raw and SmackDown will turn into 3-hour shows.
All right. We will continue this. This has been a very good segment. Next week after Crown Jewel, we will have maybe we'll have you on early if your schedule permits, and we'll go over the PLE.
And hey, I don't know if you saw Royal Rumble tickets dropped yesterday.
I did.
$550, nosebleed. Get out of town, dude. Sorry, not doing it. That sucks.
Russ is going to come through for us.
All right. Come on, Russ.
Come on, Russ. Come on, Russ. We'll be doing this segment from Vegas.
I'll be rubbing my rabbit
in April. Man, that would be a conflict. Hey, Napes, I got to take some time off from the Kings.
Well, yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
You out of your mind?
He's going to rant on you, dude.
You're going to a soap opera instead of Kings playoffs. Anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Be well, dude. Have a great
You too,
holiday.
my man. Thank you.
All right,
you all as well.
Adam freaking killed it. Adam nailed it. Good job there. We're getting ready to wrap up in here, or just in a few minutes. We've talked a little bit of everything today. The Kings. We have talked wrestling, football. We have also talked about the Dodgers winning the World Series. I want to end here really quick, and we'll get you out by 3:30. The Dodgers knock off the Yankees, win their 8th world title. The parade is scheduled for tomorrow. Love them or hate them, the Dodgers are your world champions. And yes, Horse did take it on the chin. And Horse, I'm not mad that you're talking about your show, bro. Haunted Horse has a show at 5 today. Go support him if you like his content. Anyways, the big story, though, besides Freddie Freeman and Aaron Judge kind of choking out of this World Series, was these two idiots that decided to grab Mookie Betts' glove and then his wrist and try to rip the ball out of his hand. I'm not going to recycle any more takes about the situation. We've heard it all at this point. So it was a bad thing. So MLB and the Yankees came out and said, y'all kicked out of the park. So these two knuckleheads went over and held court at a bar across the street, and one of them said, I defend that wall. I make sure that on behalf of the Yankee fans that, we take care of that wall. Whatever, okay? But the problem I had wasn't with the fact that they were ejected, and I believe it's a lifetime ban from Yankee Stadium. The problem I had is they refunded the tickets of these guys. Like, seriously? Like, what are we doing? Refunding the tickets of dudes that broke the fan policy. Yes, you are entitled to go after a ball if it is in your domain. Now, if a player is coming over, they are also entitled. In fact, I would say the player has the right of way, but I understand how there's a little bit of ambiguity there. Where there's no ambiguity is grabbing a player's mitt, grabbing his wrist, and then ripping the ball out of his mitt. None. Any of you who have sat close to the court at a Kings game or at a Stockton Kings game, you know the little pieces of paper that are on your chair that give you the code of conduct for being that close to the basketball court. You know what I'm talking about. It outlines the rules, how you'll be ejected, what you can, what you can't do in very plain terms, so you don't need to go read the novel on the back of your ticket. Anyways, why they were refunded, beyond me. But guess what? The Yankees made it right. The Yankees found a way to make me forget about the entire situation, and credit to the Yankees for turning it into a great situation. From the New York Post, Yankees World Series gift to teen battling cancer turns ugly fan interference moment into unexpected night. It was 1 p.m. on a Wednesday when Jacqueline Teal was able to send her sons a text message she never expected. I texted the boys. I knew they were in school, and I was like, guys, we're going to the World Series. I couldn't believe it. Teal told the Post in between innings on Wednesday night. Teal is the mother of 15-year-old Calvin Young, who's battling pediatric cancer and was given front row tickets on the right field line at Yankee Stadium by the team after it banned the previous buyers of the seats for ripping a foul ball, blah, blah, blah. You know that part. The plan to invite Young and his family, his mother and brothers, Trevor and Everett, only came together hours before the first pitch in the Bronx and helped turn an unfortunate story into a heartwarming one. Young, who hails from Bergenfield, New Jersey, called it, quote, fun and a really great thing, end quote, when he spoke with the Post near his seats along the field line. Quote, just being able to see a couple of home runs in the first couple of innings, end quote, Young said about being the favorite moment of the night that ended in heartbreak. Yankees losing 7-6. Quote, it feels more special with how important the game is than just to come to a World Series. It's fun. With the nature of it, it's way better than I thought it would be. Amen. Bravo. Freaking bro. Yankees. Well done. Well done, Yankees. It kind of choked me up to pull that together that quick, to have them identified, to get them to the game. Well done. Anybody that says it's a PR stunt, it's not. That was a very cool thing to do. Very cool thing to do. So hopefully that warms your heart a little bit, and hopefully he is able to recover. He's battling cancer. He's he's got a lot going on, but the outlook looks okay. I mean, it happens, miracles happen. So at least for a night, he got his mind taken off of that, because no 15-year-old should ever have to deal with it. And unfortunately, they deal with it all too often. So anyways, don't forget, we are going to be back tomorrow. No Grant tonight. So this is the end of our programming this afternoon. Again, a big thanks to Bennett's Westside Grill for sponsoring today's show. I'm a little emotional about that story because I have a family member that was completely blindsided, absolutely blindsided, out of the blue, and diagnosed with stage 4 cancer that had spread just about 2.5 months ago. And we got really great news yesterday. Really great news. Love you, Ross. Keep fighting, brother. But what an awesome story. Awesome story. So yeah, huge thanks to Bennett's for taking care of the show today. Do me a favor, get to bennettsrestaurants.com. You will not regret it. We just hit the 200 mark, which means at some point 200 people have checked in today. Thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in. Again, halftime tomorrow Jerry and Grant will be back here, the Kings and the Hawks, and then we'll have post-game coverage as well. And then I kick the night off for you. 3:45, we'll have the pregame show for the Kings and the Hawks, tell you who's in, who's out, get you ready for the matchup. Hopefully the Kings move to 3-2 and 2-0 on this East Coast road trip. So looking forward to it. Big thanks to everybody that called. Baki, Mr. Moss, Tedora, Haunted Horse. Great contribution, dude. Good segment. Mr. Lichtman. And also Adam, awesome wrestling segment. Well done to everybody in the chat. Hope you have a great and safe Halloween. Seriously, be safe. Hope your kids have a good one. Dads, don't forget about your dad tax. Collect your dad tax. Don't feel bad about it. 1 every 20 chocolates is not that bad. And it keeps you on a diet too, right? Keeps you honest. You're not eating the whole bag. But seriously, have a great Halloween, whatever you may be doing. No Grant at 4. No Grant at 4. Yep, this is it. What are you guys going to do? You actually have to go celebrate Halloween now. So anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. Actually, I should remind you, give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. We would really appreciate it. And make sure you follow the channel. It's where all the pregame, postgame, halftime shows live. Also, the King's Court on almost a daily basis. You can find the video there, and the audio for the King's Court you can always find on Apple, Spotify, Amazon podcast, wherever you get your podcast. And it's not just the audio of this live show. For instance, tomorrow you will have, when you wake up in the morning, a full breakdown of the Hawks and the Kings. Anything I hear between now and tomorrow when I record, you will get for free. So make sure you hit that QR code and follow me on the X. You can also find it, the King's Court with Rhino, everywhere you find your podcasts. Go sign up for that. I know a ton of you already do, so thank you very much for that. And with that, thank you. It's been a fun Thursday Friday. I guess that's what we call it now. We'll be back tomorrow. Full Kings coverage for you, beginning with the pregame show. 3:45. You know the rest from there. It's the Kings. It's the Hawks. Again, have a great Halloween. Have a safe Halloween. Have fun doing whatever you are doing. And you guys are the best. You are literally the best. Again, thank you to everybody who participated and watched the show today. So very much appreciate you. Go Kings. Light the damn beam. As my man BJ says, stay the hell away from Levine. Court is dismissed on this beautiful Halloween afternoon in Sacramento. So long.